Hello, if you're new here, my name is Madison and this is Mad's Makeup. If you're not new, then welcome back. Thank you for watching. Today's video, I'm going to be testing out different viral TikTok hacks. These are going to be different makeup hacks that have gotten really popular over on the app TikTok. Some of these are a little bit older, some of them are a little bit newer over there. So if you want to see me testing out some of these TikTok hacks, then just keep watching the video. So the first hack is going to be this one by Emil Warren 1, and it's going to be a type of a contouring sort of hack where you do contouring all on the outside, like almost like a skeleton shape. It's applied all in one layer. It's not going to be like a layer foundation, then you do your concealer, then your contouring. It's going to be all done at once. So let's start out and we do the bronzing or the contouring aspect of it first. So for the contour aspect, I'm going to be taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour stick in shade Mink. For the more foundation, I'm going to be taking the Hello Happy Air Foundation by Benefit, and this is in shade 4. And for the more highlighting shade, I'm going to be taking a mix of my NARS Radiant Concealer in the shade Creme Brulee with a mix of the Revlon Conceal and Define, and this is going to be in the white shade. So I mapped it all out on this side of my face just to get an idea of placement. So let's start doing it on this side. So we take the contour shade and draw it in this skeleton sort of shape on the face. Connect it down and under the chin. Now we're taking our foundation shade above, right here on the head, placing that right on the forehead, above the contour here, as well as below the contour right here. And I also placed a little bit right here just to make sure it's filled in and that we have enough coverage. This might be a lot of coverage, just we'll see when we blend it out, I have no idea. Then I'm taking that darker concealer shade, placing that on the higher arch part of my cheekbone, just like that, and down the sides of my nose. And now taking that white shade, we're going to be placing that right in the under eye area, placing that on the forehead region, right down the nose, above the lip, and on the chin. And you know what, I forgot actually to do the contour on my nose area, but what it is just right down the side like this, and connecting it kind of in a loopty in the middle. So now I'm going to try to blend this all in and not make it look like a muddy mess. So let's start with the outside of the face, and this is a clean beauty blender. This is going to probably be a lot of contour, and I might be looking super dark. So I'm gonna try my best to start with just the contour area, and then we'll work on to the different areas. And I might need to place a little bit more because it is kind of blending some of it off. And I'm trying to do my best to blend this up because I don't want my face shape to be like drawn down. It's feeling really dry, so I'm gonna give it a little bit of a refresh with the Professional Super Setter. And this was another hack over on TikTok, but that was just spraying your sponge with a setting spray. So I'm going to do some of that just to even get that a little bit more hydration as well. And then this might help move the product a little bit better since it is cream. Blend it in a little bit better. All right, so that's the contour all blend in. So now I'm going to flip over my sponge to the other side and start working on the foundation color. It's honestly not looking horrible. I think this side's looking a lot darker. I think a lot of the product got transferred over there when I went from one side to the next. Sort of blend that foundation shade up into that to help with the darkness. It's definitely not a match for my skin tone because I think that really dark contour shade took control of my skin. As you can see, I look a lot oranger than the rest of my body looks. And then I'm kind of dabbing the sponge off, and then I'm going to spray it and work on getting that last bit of color, which is that white. Okay, so it's all blended in. I don't think it looks horrible. Would I do this again? Probably not. It's okay. It's kind of giving me more like 2015 makeup vibes where you have like the really bright forehead, bright under eyes, and that's not really the sort of direction that I like to go personally. This next hack is about setting and powder. So I'm going to be taking a setting powder. This is the Ciate London one, and you're supposed to go in with a damp beauty sponge. You're supposed to dip in with that sponge and use this to set and bake. And I'm honestly not a huge fan of baking. I don't really do it in my everyday or even in my Instagram style makeup, but this is supposed to just make your under eyes look completely flawless, stop any creasing, and really help increase the vibrancy of that lightening. Are you a fan of baking? And if you are, what kind of skin type do you have? Because I have kind of more combo skin, a little bit on the drier side sometimes depending on the season. So I've had some time to set, so I'm going to be taking a brush and kind of brushing this off and sort of blending that into the rest of my face. So I'm going to get nice and close so you guys can see how my under eyes look. Honestly, they're looking very uncreased. They're looking really good. They don't look creased at all. It really smoothed them out. So I think that I would say that was a really successful hack. We'll see see how it lasts throughout the rest of my makeup routine and how drying my under eyes feel. They do feel drier than I would normally like, but they look really nice. Let's move on to the next hack, which is going to be blush. So this blush hack got popular a while back. I just never really jumped on the trend of it, but it is going to be using lipstick as a blush. So I'm taking the MAC lipstick in shade Maison Rogue, and this is a cream one. I wanted to make sure it was going to be a cream one so it wouldn't be too mattifying on the skin, since I am already having a lot of mattification happening. You're just supposed to go, I guess, like this. Also, the really popular way of applying blush on TikTok is right across the nose. And then I guess you just go in with a beauty sponge or whatever tool you have and blend that out into the cheek area. Definitely sticking a little bit more than I think other types of blushes would. I definitely would not normally wear my blush this intense. I do like blush and I like cream blushes, but I also like them to be a little more toned down. So maybe it's just the color or the amount I applied, but this would definitely not be one that I would gravitate towards color-wise and intensity-wise. So for the brows, we're doing this sort of like interesting triangle shape and then using a brush kind of to fill that in. So we're going to try that out. So I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Precisely My Brow pencil. I'm going to start by brushing my brow hairs down, drag it down like a V there, drag it up to where I have the tip of my arch, and then down to the edge of my brow. Kind of like a little bit of a mountain shape happening. Connect this V to that V, as well as the bottom V to the outer tail V. Add in a few little brush strokes, and then just take the spoolie to kind of brush through and blend this all in. And just like that, you got a filled in brow. Honestly, not bad. I think that looks really good, and that was super easy and quick. So for the first eyeshadow look, I'm going to be doing two in this video because I just could not decide on one. I'm going to be starting out using the Jaclyn Hill palette, using this dark shade, and then the second shade will be this one, and the third will be this one right here. So for this hack, I did it on this eye to give you an example. We go and take swipes of each of those shades and just do one swipe down the eye, and we're supposed to blend it all in, and it's supposed to be a nice blended, pretty lighter to dark eyeshadow look. I'm trying to bring it down to the lid, so I might have to dip in twice. Now for the last three shades, I'm going to be starting out with this one as the darkest, and moving to this one, and lastly into this shade. For that darkest shimmer shade here. And now we're going to blend this all in and see how it works. Now I'm taking the Morphe M506 brush and using that to blend this all in. So I'm just starting in the outer corner and just slowly work on blending that slightly in with each stroke. I'm just trying to slightly buffer out that outer corner so it doesn't look as harsh as it does at the moment. So far, everything is blending really nicely. I don't want to bring that dark shade too much in, so I'm kind of wiping that brush off a little bit, and I'm going to work on softening this blend right here just because it's still looking harsher than what I would like. And I'm not adding any color to this brush. This brush was completely clean. We will not be doing any dipping or extra anything because I want to try to give a true test to how this hack works. And then I'm going to work on that inner corner area. So that first shadow look is all done. I paired it with a red lip. So overall, I feel like this specific shadow style, it's really a good one for somebody that's newer in makeup and is maybe more intimidated by a smoky eye like this, so they can do something like using those little strips of shadows blended out really easily and be more likely to be confident in doing a smoky eye in this style. We have one more TikTok eyeshadow hack to try out to finish up this video, so I will be right back with all of this off and we will start with a fresh eye. The last TikTok trend I'm going to be trying out is doing a cut crease using a spoon. I'm taking the shade Blackberry, this dark purple right here, from the Be Perfect Carnival 3 palette. Not too bad. I'm gonna try to pull it up this way a tiny bit. So I have those two even. So now what I'm gonna do, dipping into the shade Tahiti, which is this light purple right here from that same palette. And I'm gonna cover the eye again with this so I can kind of try to avoid any like fallout situations happening. And just start blending that up. And this kind of blends in a little more pink than what I wanted it to be. So as you can see on the other eye, the purple's lighter. It kind of like less of a pinky purple that blends it out with. So I'll get to that in the next step to show you how I got that exact purple color. I swear, people on TikTok spoon must be like shaped different or something, because mine is not shaped like the shape of my eye, so this is making it very difficult. Like there's just like, I don't know what they did. They placed it and it was like a perfect whole thing, and mine's not doing that. Now, because I want to go with more of like a true purple color, I'm going to be taking the Nomad Cosmetics Tokyo palette and taking this light purple right here back onto that blending brush and start blending that color up. And now for the wing, we place the spoon's handle and start going out from that outer corner. This works. This might be like my new way of doing wings, because I kind of suck at wings. I'm into it. I like it a lot. That made it really, really easy. Then I'm taking the Cella purple liquid liner. We're gonna go in with that light purple and start blending out this purple. I think that turned out really well. That made it super easy to do a wing. Again, another thing that if you're a newbie, having that little bit of a guide to know where you're supposed to be putting the wing is super helpful. I don't know necessarily if this part was as easy. It could be good if you just want to lay out. You still might need to put concealer in to make sure there's a nice sharp edge there. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish up my eyes off camera, and then I will be back to talk about what my favorite and least favorite hacks were from all of these TikTok trends. So here is the finished look. This is gonna be the second eyeshadow look of the two that I did. So my least favorite ones, I'll start with those. I didn't really like the contour hack. I feel like it was really heavy on the product. It wasn't very comfortable, and I didn't really just complement my face shape very much. I was kind of in the middle with the blush hack. I didn't like it a lot just because the lipstick itself was really thick. It was hard to blend out, but I did end up making it work. So that one was okay, but definitely not my favorite. And then the last of my maybe not so favorites would be the powder. It just felt really heavy on my under eyes. It felt really drying. On camera, it looked nice, and if it was just for a look that I was doing for a quick thing, I would be okay with it, but to wear it throughout the day would not be comfortable to me, and it would just really weigh and feel drying on my under eyes. The bottom of the tier of my favorites is probably the spoon hack. I did like how this look turned out. However, there was a lot of extra work that I had to do that the spoon itself made it difficult. It didn't have the same shape on each side because I had to place it the exact same way. The specific spoon that I had wasn't really the shape that I wanted, maybe necessarily like I saw other people's looking. My second of the favorites is going to be the shadow placement one where I did the swipes. That one was really good because it made it super easy, quick shadow look. And then my absolute favorite of them all actually ended up being the brow one. It was so easy to get the exact brow shape that I wanted. It blended out almost instantly, and I just loved how my brows looked from that. I hope you enjoyed this video of different viral TikTok hacks, and if you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much to me, and I hope you all have a safe and wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!